Collagen foods. Every senior should eat for healthy legs. As a doctor, I can't tell you how many times I've heard patients say, "My legs just don't feel the same anymore." And every time, I remind them this isn't simply aging, it's your body trying to get your attention. When you pass 60, something fundamental begins to shift beneath the surface. Your collagen levels, the very proteins that keep your joints cushioned, your veins firm, and your skin supported, begin to drop at a faster rate than most people realize. By this age, your body produces up to 70% less collagen than it did in your younger years. That decline slowly weakens the structures that once worked effortlessly. Blood vessels lose elasticity, causing fluid to pool in your legs and ankles. Nerves become more exposed and sensitive, triggering that frustrating tingling or pins and needles feeling. Even simple tasks, walking, climbing stairs, standing up after sitting, start to feel heavier because the connective tissues that once absorbed every step aren't as strong as they used to be. Many people blame poor circulation, old age, or fatigue, but the truth is deeper. Your body is literally running out of its natural support system. When collagen breaks down, gravity begins to win, fluid sinks downward, nerves misfire, joints stiffen, muscles fatigue faster, and slowly the legs that once carried you confidently start signaling that something is missing. What makes this even more concerning is that most people ignore these early symptoms. They push through the swelling, brush off the tingling, and assume it's normal. But I want you to think of these sensations as your body's built-in alarm system. It's telling you, I need reinforcement, I need repair. The good news is that your body is absolutely capable of rebuilding what time has worn down, but only if you give it the right tools. And that's exactly why I created this list of 8 natural collagen-restoring foods. These aren't trendy supplements or expensive creams. They're simple, powerful ingredients that work with your biology to strengthen blood vessels, support nerves, and restore the stability your legs once had. So if you've been waking up with stiff ankles, if your calves feel tight by the afternoon, if your feet tingle when you lie down, understand this. You're not alone, and you're not stuck this way. Your body is speaking. Now it's time to give it what it's asking for. Food number 8. Apricots. When I talk to my patients about rebuilding collagen naturally, I love starting with apricots, not just because they're delicious, but because people never expect such a simple fruit to have such a powerful effect on the legs. And yet, every time I see someone struggling with swollen ankles, puffy feet, or that heavy waterlogged feeling, one of the first things I ask is, how much potassium are you actually getting? Dried apricots are one of the richest natural sources of potassium you can add to your daily routine. And potassium is the mineral that helps your body decide what stays and what goes. When levels drop, even slightly, your body holds on to water, especially in the lower legs. That's when ankles balloon, shoes feel tight, and every step feels heavier than it should. But when potassium goes back up, fluid finally starts moving again, and that heaviness begins to lift. But what surprises most people is that apricots do more than reduce swelling. They also carry plant compounds that quietly support collagen synthesis in the connective tissues. I've seen patients add apricots to their breakfast for just a week and tell me their legs feel lighter, their face less puffy, and their mornings easier. The reason? Their tissues are finally getting the minerals they've been starving for. Here's the part most people don't know. You must soak dried apricots overnight. Soaking them in plain water softens the fibers, reduces sugar concentration, and allows the potassium to be absorbed faster and more efficiently. When you eat soaked apricots in the morning, in oatmeal, yogurt, or even plain, your body can use that potassium immediately for fluid balance and tissue repair. If you want to boost the effect even more, sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. Cinnamon gently supports kidney function, helping your body flush out excess water instead of trapping it in your ankles and feet. I always tell my patients, don't underestimate the small things. These little orange fruits work quietly through the night while you sleep, draining puffiness, reducing swelling, and feeding your legs and joints nutrients they desperately need. It's a small habit that makes a very real difference. Food number 7, gelatin. When patients come to me with stiff knees, dry skin, or that slow, dragging feeling in their legs, one of the first things I look at is whether their body is actually absorbing the protein they're eating. Because here's a reality most people don't hear enough. As you age, your stomach simply doesn't break down protein the way it used to. And if your body can't break it down, it can't rebuild collagen, no matter how much chicken, fish, or supplements you take. That's exactly why gelatin is such a powerful addition for anyone over 60. Pure, unflavored gelatin is essentially collagen that has already been gently broken down. Your body doesn't have to struggle or fight to digest it. It absorbs it almost instantly. And that's crucial because the 3 amino acids inside gelatin, glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, are the very building blocks your joints and connective tissues are begging for when stiffness and swelling begin. I've watched seniors add just 1 tablespoon of gelatin a day and report changes they haven't felt in years. Legs that feel lighter, joints that move more smoothly, and skin that doesn't dry out so easily. Why? Because gelatin works fast. When those amino acids enter your bloodstream, your body finally has the raw materials it needs to repair worn-out cartilage, strengthen blood vessels, and restore elasticity to tissues that have been slowly thinning over time. The key is taking it the right way. Buy pure, unflavored gelatin from grass-fed sources. Dissolve 1 tablespoon in warm water and sip it like a tea, or stir it into your morning coffee. Some of my patients love turning it into homemade fruit gels with berries and a little honey, a simple treat that doubles as joint support. There is one important rule, though. Avoid those brightly colored, store-bought gelatin desserts. The artificial dyes and sweeteners in them actually interfere with collagen metabolism, essentially undoing the benefits you're trying to gain. 1 tablespoon. That's all it takes. A tiny scoop that helps your knees bend easier, helps your legs feel steadier beneath you, and gives your skin that subtle, healthy hydration from the inside out. For many of my patients, gelatin is the quiet, dependable ally they didn't know they needed. Food number 6, sardines. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Every time I bring up sardines in my clinic, people look at me like I've just recommended eating a shoe. The smell, the texture, the memory of opening that can as a kid, I've heard every complaint. But stay with me for a moment because sardines are one of the most complete collagen-supporting foods you can feed your body, especially after 60. Here's why. Unlike most fish, you don't just eat the meat, you eat the skin, the tiny bones, and the connective tissue. And that combination is powerful. Those parts are naturally loaded with the same collagen types your joints, blood vessels, and skin rely on every single day. When you consume them together, you're giving your body a full-spectrum collagen source that's far more effective than most supplements people spend money on. But the real magic is in type 3 collagen, the type essential for strong blood vessels and healthy circulation. When type 3 collagen breaks down with age, blood flow to the legs weakens. That's when swelling starts. That's when feet tingle, ankles puff up, and you get that uncomfortable, heavy feeling when you stand up after sitting. Sardines deliver exactly what those blood vessels are losing, and they do it in a form your body can absorb quickly. I've had older adults try sardines just 3 times a week and come back telling me their ankles look slimmer, their legs feel warmer, and the nighttime tingling that used to wake them up isn't happening as often. That's circulation coming back to life. Now let me give you 2 tips that make eating sardines not only tolerable, but enjoyable. First, always choose sardines packed in olive oil, never soybean or other vegetable oils. Olive oil protects collagen and supports joint tissue, while cheap vegetable oils cause inflammation, the very thing you're trying to avoid. Second, if the smell bothers you, soak the sardines in fresh lemon juice for about a minute before eating. This simple step softens the scent, brightens the flavor, and actually helps your body extract more collagen. Eat them on whole grain toast, Mix them into a fresh salad or toss them into warm tomato pasta. Don't worry about the tiny bones. They're soft, safe, and packed with nutrients your joints crave. 3 servings a week. That's the sweet spot where you start to see real, measurable changes in your legs. Lighter, stronger, more energized, and far less swollen. If you can get past the reputation, sardines just might become one of the most healing foods in your kitchen. Food number 5, chicken skin. I can't tell you how many times I've watched people peel the skin off their chicken and toss it straight into the trash without a second thought, and every time I wince a little inside. For decades, we were told chicken skin was nothing but unnecessary fat, something to avoid if you cared about your heart, your weight, or your health in general. But now, with better science and years of clinical experience, I can confidently say this. Throwing away chicken skin is one of the biggest collagen mistakes seniors make. Chicken skin is one of the richest natural sources of type 1 collagen, the exact form your joints, skin, tendons, and bones depend on the most. Type 1 collagen is what gives your joints their bounce, your legs their stability, and your skin its firmness. And unfortunately, it's also the collagen type that drops the fastest after age 60. When patients tell me their knees feel wobbly, their ankles buckle unexpectedly, or their balance isn't what it used to be, this is one of the first missing pieces I look for. What makes chicken skin special is not just the collagen itself, but the way it's structured. It contains collagen fibers, elastin, and a network of natural moisture-binding compounds that keep tissues flexible and hydrated. When you're dealing with stiff joints, sore calves, or that rigid feeling in your legs first thing in the morning, this internal moisture balance matters more than you think. But here's something crucial. The way you cook chicken skin determines whether it heals you or harms you. Deep frying or cooking at extremely high temperatures forms toxic byproducts that damage collagen and inflame the joints. That's why so many people say fried chicken makes their knees swell. It's not the skin, it's the harsh cooking method. Instead, bake it, slow roast it, or simmer it into soups and broth. When chicken skin cooks gently, its collagen stays intact, turning into a soft, nourishing gel that your body can absorb with ease. I often recommend that my older patients make homemade chicken stock using skin-on pieces, simmered for hours until the broth turns rich and golden. Every sip delivers collagen straight to the tissues that need it most. And the results? Remarkable. Seniors who include chicken skin a few times a week often report fewer episodes of knee buckling, improved balance while walking, and noticeably reduced swelling around the ankles. Their joints don't feel as fragile, their legs don't feel as tight, they move with more confidence, sometimes for the first time in years. So the next time you're cooking, don't be so quick to throw away the skin. Your joints, your legs, and your mobility have been waiting for exactly what it provides. Food number 4, egg yolks. For years, egg yolks were treated like the enemy. I remember patients telling me they avoided them religiously, scraping out the yellow center, eating only the whites, and believing they were doing their bodies a favor. But over time, study after study proved what many of us in medicine had suspected. Egg yolks were never the problem. In fact, for seniors, they're one of the most powerful foods you can put on your plate. Egg yolks are loaded with glycine and proline, 2 amino acids that your body absolutely depends on to make collagen. Glycine forms the flexible triple helix structure that keeps your skin firm, your joints stable, and your tendons strong. Proline helps stabilize and strengthen those collagen fibers so they don't tear or weaken. Without enough of these 2 nutrients, your collagen production slows to a crawl. And that's when joints feel gritty, legs stiffen, skin thins, and those little aches you used to ignore suddenly become part of your everyday routine. This is why I talk about egg yolks so often with my older patients. They're simple, affordable, familiar, and your body knows exactly what to do with the nutrients inside them. Seniors who add whole eggs to their weekly meals often tell me their mornings feel different. Less stiffness, easier movement, and fewer of those tiny pinch sensations in the knees or ankles when they stand up. That's collagen being rebuilt from the inside out. But the secret lies in the way you cook them. To preserve their full collagen-building potential, egg yolks should be lightly cooked. Soft-boiled, gently scrambled, or poached yolks keep their amino acids intact and prevent oxidation. When eggs are cooked on extremely high heat, some of their nutritional value is lost. So low and slow is the way to go. And here's a combination I always recommend. Pair eggs with a vitamin C-rich ingredient like tomatoes, spinach, or red peppers. Vitamin C acts like the spark that activates collagen formation. Without it, glycine and proline can't do their job efficiently. This is why a breakfast of 2 soft-cooked eggs with a handful of sautéed vegetables can feel surprisingly energizing for seniors. It's a powerful, synergistic boost for your joints, skin, and circulation. I've seen older adults include whole eggs 4 times a week and experience real noticeable changes. Reduced morning stiffness, better leg comfort throughout the day, and even fewer episodes of numbness or tingling in their feet. Egg yolks aren't a luxury. They're a biological necessity your body has been quietly missing. Number 3, papaya. Papaya is one of those foods I wish more seniors truly understood. Every time I recommend it, I get the same reaction. Papaya? Really? And I smile, because this bright, tropical fruit is far more powerful than it looks. If your digestion has slowed down, if your legs feel stiff or heavy, or if your skin has started losing its natural bounce, papaya is one of the most helpful foods you can add to your routine. And the science behind it is remarkable. What makes papaya so special is an enzyme called papain. Think of papain as your body's personal helper. As you age, your digestive system naturally becomes weaker. Your stomach makes less acid, your intestines don't absorb nutrients as efficiently, and proteins, especially the ones needed for collagen, become harder to break down. If you can't break them down, you can't rebuild anything. Not cartilage, not connective tissue, not the collagen your legs and joints rely on. This is where papain steps in. Papain breaks apart tough proteins into small, easily absorbable pieces, acting almost like a biological shortcut. When seniors eat papaya regularly, their bodies suddenly have access to amino acids they couldn't extract before. And that means more material to repair joints, restore elasticity, improve circulation, and reduce that deep dragging discomfort in the legs. But papaya doesn't stop there. It's also rich in vitamin C, one of the key nutrients your body uses to activate collagen production. You could think of papain as unlocking the door, and vitamin C as turning on the lights. Together, they help your skin stay firm, your joints stay cushioned, and your legs stay comfortable throughout the day. One thing I always emphasize to my patients is this: papaya must be eaten raw and ripe for you to get the full benefit. Heat destroys papain. That means canned papaya, cooked papaya, or papaya baked into desserts won't give you the results you're hoping for. The magic is in the fresh fruit. And here's a little secret most people never hear. The white inner rind, the part everyone slices off and throws away, actually contains more papain than the orange flesh. When you blend a small piece of that rind into a smoothie with lime or ginger, you won't taste it, but your body will feel the difference. I've seen seniors eat just 1 serving of fresh papaya every morning and come back after a few weeks telling me their legs feel lighter, their swelling is reduced, and even their skin looks healthier. That's not coincidence. That's collagen coming back online. That's digestion finally supporting healing, and that's blood flow improving from the inside out. Papaya is gentle, accessible, and incredibly effective. And for many older adults, it becomes one of the simplest daily habits that dramatically improves how their legs feel from morning to night. Food number 2, bone marrow. Bone marrow is one of those foods that feels almost ancient, and in many ways, it is. Long before supplements existed, before collagen powders and fancy joint formulas filled store shelves, people relied on bone marrow to provide deep nourishment that no other food could match. And today, especially for seniors, bone marrow remains one of the most powerful tools we have for rebuilding collagen, easing joint discomfort, and strengthening the legs from the inside out. When I talk to my patients about bone marrow, I describe it as nature's concentrated repair center. Inside the hollow spaces of large bones, like beef femur, lamb shank, or even chicken bones, is a rich gelatinous tissue packed with collagen precursors, stem cell supporting nutrients, healthy fats, and hyaluronic acid. And that combination is exactly what aging connective tissue needs. As we age, the joints lose lubrication, the cartilage thins, blood flow slows, and the legs begin to feel stiffer and more unstable. Bone marrow delivers the raw materials your body uses to reverse those changes. The collagen precursors help restore joint structure. The hyaluronic acid acts like a natural lubricant, reducing friction and easing movement. And the specialized fatty acids in marrow help calm inflammation that often settles in the knees, ankles, and feet. I've seen seniors who add bone marrow or marrow broth to their routine notice changes they didn't think were possible anymore. Smoother movement when they get out of bed, reduced swelling around the ankles, fewer sharp twinges when they bend the knee, and an overall sense of stability when they walk. This isn't magic, it's biology. When your body finally receives the building blocks it's been missing, it knows exactly how to repair itself. The key is in the preparation. Bone marrow must be cooked slowly and gently to preserve its delicate collagen structure. Roasting marrow bones at a moderate temperature lets the gelatinous interior soften without burning or oxidizing the nutrients. You can scoop it out and spread it on warm sourdough toast, mix it into mashed vegetables, or blend it into soups for a silky, nourishing finish. Another incredibly effective method is simmering marrow bones with a splash of apple cider vinegar for 12 to 24 hours. This pulls out the collagen, minerals, hyaluronic acid, and connective tissue compounds into a therapeutic broth your body absorbs easily. Just half a cup daily can make a noticeable difference in joint comfort, mobility, and even skin hydration. One of the most overlooked benefits of bone marrow is its ability to support stem cell activity, your body's natural repair system. While supplements may offer isolated nutrients, marrow provides a complex matrix of compounds that signals your body to activate deeper healing processes. Few foods in the world offer this. So when you're looking to restore strength to your knees, reduce swelling in your legs, or bring back that smooth, confident movement you once had, bone marrow deserves a place high on your list. It's simple, ancient, and profoundly effective. A true healing food for aging legs. Food number 1, bone broth. If there is one food I wish every senior could experience consistently, it's bone broth. Not the kind that comes in a carton on a grocery store shelf. I'm talking about true, slow-simmered bone broth. The kind our grandparents made without even realizing they were creating one of the most healing foods on earth. When you prepare bone broth correctly, it becomes a rich, concentrated source of collagen, minerals, joint-protecting compounds, and deep nourishment your body can't get from anything else. What makes bone broth so extraordinary is its complete collagen profile. When bones, joints, cartilage, and connective tissue simmer for 18 to 24 hours, you extract type 1, type 2, and type 3 collagen, all of the major forms your body needs to keep your joints cushioned, your skin supported, and your blood vessels strong. Along with collagen, you also pull out gelatin, glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid, the same compounds found in high-end joint supplements. But in broth, they come in a natural, bioavailable form your aging body can actually use. When my older patients start drinking a cup of bone broth daily, the changes are often dramatic. Their morning stiffness eases. Their ankles feel less swollen. They walk with more confidence. The tingling in their feet begins to fade. Some even notice their skin looking firmer and more hydrated, a clear sign that collagen production is turning back on. Then there's circulation. Collagen doesn't just support skin and joints, it strengthens blood vessels. When your vessels regain elasticity, blood moves more freely into the legs and feet, reducing that heavy, dragging sensation so many seniors feel. Pair this with a bit of daily movement, and I've seen patients improve their balance, reduce cramping, and even restore sensation in areas that had felt numb for years. But remember, the magic of bone broth depends entirely on the way it's made. You must simmer grass-fed beef bones or free-range chicken bones with joints and cartilage. Add water, a splash of apple cider vinegar, and let time do the rest. The long simmer pulls out the healing compounds gently, without destroying their structure. You'll know you did it right when the broth gel's in the fridge. That wobble is pure collagen. Drink it warm in the morning, or use it as a base for soups throughout the week. Avoid store-bought shortcuts. Many commercial broths are made in hours instead of days and lack the gelatin your body desperately needs. True bone broth takes patience, but your joints, your circulation, and your energy will thank you for it. If your legs feel swollen, heavy, or tingly, if your joints don't move the way they used to, if your steps feel less stable than they once were, I want you to understand something important. Your body isn't breaking down. It's running low on collagen. That doesn't mean decline is unavoidable. In fact, it means the opposite. When you give your body the right ingredients, apricots, gelatin, sardines, chicken skin, egg yolks, papaya, bone marrow, and especially bone broth, you're supplying the exact building blocks your tissues need to restore strength, flexibility, and comfort. You're not stuck with swelling. You're not stuck with tingling. You're not stuck with stiffness. Your legs can change, your circulation can improve, and your mobility can return, no matter your age. Before you go, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? I read every comment, and I'm always grateful to see where my community is tuning in from.